Hi guys. All right, sorry, I have no makeup on today. I'm on call today. I'm trying to get a bunch of stuff done, but this is my priority today is to talk to you guys about grocery shopping and meal planning and meal prepping. That's what this video is about today, okay? So this is 80% of where your weight loss is going to come in, is changing your habits and learning how to meal plan, meal prep, and set yourself up for success. If you fail to plan, then you plan to fail. If you have food available and you have good options available, then you are less likely to reach for the temptations and those sweet treats and those quick meals, right? And to be honest, in the time it takes for you to throw a quick, healthy meal together, it's the same amount of time as sitting in a drive-through and ordering and waiting for them to make your food. Full of chemicals, full of preservatives. You don't even know what's actually in the food. It might be FDA approved, doesn't mean it's good for you, okay? So I'm gonna show you and tell you how to navigate going through the grocery store and making sure that you're cooking food that's gonna keep you on track. So if you have certain foods that you absolutely love, it's Italian food, if it's Mexican food, Asian, make sure that you Pinterest or Google paleo versions of your favorite recipes. So you can Google like paleo carnitas and it'll pull up like a paleo version of carnitas and you just buy the ingredients to make that. A lot of times it's like in the crock pot or on the stovetop and you can just make it throughout the day and just throw it together at night because it's shredded, right? If you love Italian food, get some zoodles, get some no sugar added sauce, make sure you get some like lean ground beef or if you get like lean turkey, ground it all up, put it all together, and you have a meal for a couple of days and it's delicious. Okay, buddy, go put it on the charger. Sorry, kids are around too. You can also make up some whole wheat noodles to throw in with your zoodles. There's a plethora of options for to cook your food the way that you like to eat, okay? Don't make this not exciting. Don't make your food taste gross because then you're not gonna wanna stick with it. And what are you gonna learn? Because I want you to learn how to cook for a lifestyle, for a lifetime, okay? You're gonna wanna take away some of these ingredients after the challenge is over and some of these cooking methods and carry them on throughout life because it's all in the small steps and the small changes is where you see the big results, okay? Snowball all that into this big avalanche of success. So when you write down your meal plan, you're gonna write it down like on Friday and Saturday, and then you're gonna meal prep on Sunday for the following weeks, okay? Or the following days throughout the week. So you're gonna set up your breakfast, you're gonna look at your meal plan and see how many containers or measurements you're allowed throughout the day. So how many portions of vegetables, how many portions of protein, how many portions of carbs, and so on, okay? So then you're gonna look at your day and you're gonna break up those containers and those measurements or those portions of food throughout your day. So, okay, just put it down and I'll fix it for you, son. Sorry about that. So say for breakfast, if you're allowed four containers of vegetables a day, okay? So you're gonna have a vegetable for breakfast, and then you're gonna have one for a snack, then you're gonna have one for lunch, and then you're gonna have one for dinner, okay? So there's a lot of options that you can have, and you will never be hungry doing these meal plans. Say you have like 4 servings of proteins also. So you're gonna have a vegetable and a protein for breakfast. And just break it out throughout the day. If you are allowed so many containers or so many servings of a certain food, make sure that you spread it out throughout the day. And that's how it's done, okay? If you are grocery shopping and you are in the canned foods aisles or any of the inner aisles, make sure you're reading your ingredients. So the majority of the food that you're buying, this is so important because this is where a lot of people get lost. They get overwhelmed, they get confused. It's really simple, okay? It's a lot more simple than people think it is. So when you go to the grocery store, most of your food buying will be in the outside areas of the grocery store. This is where they keep the fresher items. This is the produce section, this is the dairy section, this is the meat section, and the grains like whole wheat breads and things like that. Typically, the only kind of foods that you should be buying that are in the intersections are like canned beans or canned vegetables are okay. Just make sure that you read the labels because I promise you they add sugar to canned peas. Crazy, right? Okay, so make sure that you're reading your ingredients. Rule of thumb, if your ingredients have 3 or more ingredients in them, the rule of thumb is just to put it back on the shelf. It's not something that you need in your pantry, okay? I'm gonna show you, for example, what you should be looking for, okay? So this is the organic marinara sauce from Costco. It says that there was organic tomatoes, puree, salt, onions, extra virgin olive oil, basil, sea salt, and spice, okay? Nowhere in there does it say organic cane sugar, because even though it's organic and even though it's just tomato sauce, they put sugar in everything, you guys. It'll say organic cane sugar. It'll say, you know, high fructose corn syrup. That is a major no-no. If you see anything with sugar added to it, put it back on the shelf. Another example is this taco seasoning, this pre-made taco seasoning. Why would taco seasoning have sugar in it, right? Look at that, right there. Demerara sugar, unrefined sugar. There is sugar in taco seasoning. Put it back. Why in the world would I need yellow cornmeal in my taco seasoning? You can make this exact same thing just using spices. Garlic powder, onion powder, cumin, oregano, chili powder, and cayenne pepper. And like you make your own seasonings. If you have any questions about like a paleo version or a good version of making your own seasonings, Google it. Google is your best friend. And if you come into any stumbling blocks, I'm always here to help, okay? Frank's Red Hot Seasoning, it's one of my favorites. I will just throw some chicken in with some celery and some onion and throw this stuff on it and maybe a little bit of ghee and butter just to kind of make it more tender. And you guys, it's basically buffalo wings. And then I throw it on top of like a wedge salad, or it's so good. So make sure that you're still eating foods that you love. One of my favorites is chicken buffalo meatballs. It's so easy. You just saute up some onions and celery and garlic. You throw it in together with some ground chicken. You mix it all together with some of this. Sorry, my calendar just fell off the fridge. With some of this, and you got some meatballs, and they're delicious. And you just throw them on some salad or in a little wrap, like a butter lettuce wrap. Even, they're so good. Anyways, get excited about your food. You're gonna want to eat. Look at your containers lists, okay? So you're gonna want to eat for your grains whole wheat. So when you look at bread, make sure that it says whole wheat, 100% whole wheat. It might say like wheat grains or 7-grain bread, or, you know, even if it's organic or whatever, make sure that it says 100% whole wheat. That's what you're going to be looking for. Brown rice. You can eat like plantain chips. Trader Joe's has really good plantain chips. Just make sure that you go through what's approved and make your meals off of that. It really doesn't have to be complicated. And if you find yourself eating the same thing over and over and over again, and you start getting burnt out, Google new recipes. I'll make chicken piccata with like capers and a little bit of butter and lemon juice. And oh, it's so good. You just shred up the chicken, and then I'll throw it together with some whole wheat pasta and lots of like zucchini and squash. Oh, it's so good. Or broccoli soaks up all those juices. It's just delicious. Anyways, just make sure that you have your protein and your vegetable, and kind of make everything else an accessory, okay? Especially your veggies. Veggies most. Rule of thumb, veggies most. If you find yourself still getting hungry after a meal, then grab some celery, grab some sweet peppers, grab some carrots, whatever, munch on them, okay? I'm not too worried about the quality of vegetables and how much sugar is in all the vegetables. If you are wondering about that, you can look at the containers list or the portions list and see that some things fall under the carbohydrates portions, okay? So if you have any questions about that, just take a look at that. And when you have everything prepped, okay? So say it's Sunday, you've cooked it all, your crock pot's been going all day, maybe your air fryer or your pressure cooker, all these different gadgets that kind of help us out a little bit. They've all been going all day. You have everything prepped. How are you going to portion it, right? So I'll show you typically what we use for our portion control containers, or our meal containers, sorry. We just use these. They're single. There's not like a separation or anything in there. Some people have like a 3-part separation for like their protein. their carb and their vegetables. Ours is just all one container because one pot meals are my jam. They're so much easier for a busy mom. Like they're just so much easier. I didn't want to fuss with having to like separate different things and get the different containers. So this is what I use. So I will, you can use a measuring cup, but I have the containers. So I will get my red and I'll scoop up my protein, put it in the container. I'll get my veggies container, scoop up my veggie and put it in the container. And then I'll take my carb container if I'm allowed a carb in that meal. If I'm only allowed, if I'm only allowed 3 carbs a day, I may not need a carb for that meal. But just be mindful of that, okay? Hold on, baby, I'm making a video. I'll be done in just 1 minute. So I scoop it in my carbs, put it in my container. And then my meal, it's right there. You can add things. Look at your free foods list. You have mustards, you have spices, you have all kinds of things to make your food delicious. Don't be afraid of flavor. So then you add it all in there and then you have your whole meal. And it doesn't look like a lot of food, but I promise it's a lot of food, you guys. You will not go hungry. And then I'll even have my banana or half a nectarine or something like that for my food.
Oh, a banana.
You can have a banana. So hopefully you guys kind of understand the gist of it. Grocery shopping is the most important thing, okay? Make sure you read your labels. Go through your pantry and throw everything away that is not approved and that you're not going to use for the next 30 days. You might feel like it's a waste of money, but what's more important to you? Your goals or all that junk food that you're going to go through your pantry and throw away? The answer is your goals, okay? All right, guys. So I'm pumped. I'm excited. This is 80% of your weight loss and your results. So be serious about your nutrition. You can do anything for 30 days. No junk food, no sugar. You can do it. It's going to suck for the first week, I promise, but it's going to be great. Drink half your body weight in ounces of water. That's huge too. You flush out all those toxins. Keep yourself hydrated. Your skin will thank you. You will have more energy. You won't feel as hungry. I promise water is the answer. You make sure that you eat all your meals, you eat your portions, you stay on track, and you lean into the group if you have any issues, okay? If you have any struggles, if you have any suggestions, if you stumble across anything that you don't know about, and for whatever reason that I don't answer you as quickly as you would like or you need me to.
Don't eat candy or you're not going to be healthy.
That's her 2 cents. I know, I've totally brainwashed her. But just make sure you lean into the group if you're struggling. That's what we're here for. No diet sodas, no Starbucks. Drink your Shakeology and stay on track. Okay, guys? I'm super proud of you. I'm pumped. Let's get going.